The material is a sanitary napkin, and then that is wet egg there. And the southern part of China, when we have baby born, we will give wet egg to our relatives and friends. The sanitary napkin, the period is a taboo. It is not fair for the woman. They need to bear the whole burden of having baby, the whole reproduction process. So I think that is not fair, and then I don't want to hide it anymore. And then later I chose flowers because I think that the flowers is it's blossoming, it's positive, it's healthy. I think period it's just very natural. Yeah, it is not something dirty, unlucky. It can have many different meaning of that. The light come and go, just like period. And then you do not have any choice. I want to show some lonely feeling because it's blinking. It's something like insecure. I want to show my feeling of that.
Phoebe?
Rice is the main food for the Chinese society. It is very important. And sometimes when people say they earn their living, they will say, oh, I want to have rice to eat. So I use rice to stuff into condom instead of peanuts. Is that I want to say if women want to be independent, they should be financially independent. I think when I put rice into condom, beside the cultural meaning of the material, the physicality is important also. They have their own meaning. And then after I transform it, I take out their daily instrumental function, and then it becomes something else. But actually this class is not about drawing. It is about how to use ready-made object to make artwork. What he did is that he put the urinal upside down, and then he signed a name here, but this is not his name. Actually, this is a very important artwork in the art history. It's very provocative, and later he did not got any chance to exhibit this artwork. The assignment is that they are going to choose something which is good to represent themselves, and then use their intuition to choose it. And then later ask themselves why they choose that to represent themselves. Is it because of the form, the color, the function, or the metaphor of this object?
Hey, my name is Sandy Wong. I go to Ida Wells. I'm 16 years old, and I was born here in San Francisco. My mom is born in Vietnam, but my dad's from China. I think art is everything. It could be from drawing to music, from dancing to painting or whatever.
Like you can use everything to be artwork, and you can use any kind of technique. So I think this is a very important artwork, and then for the conceptual art, and then for the beginning of mixed media art, installation art.
I expect to find myself more clearly.
When I look at this, it reminds me of the dream catcher. It's like this net thing, and this is kind of like it too. If I stuck it on it, it could also mean like dreams catchers or something like that.
What I'm gonna make is like a 3D painting, kinda, and I'm gonna like spread this material out. This is gonna be the background. It gives you like different kind of season feeling. This is my you probably will explain this at the awesome.
Okay, my name is Nicole. I am 16 years old. I go to Ida Wells High School. My parents were from China, and I was born here in San Francisco. I love writing poetry, freestyle. That's how I express my feelings. I don't really like to talk much. I don't know what to say to anybody.
Yeah, and it's not real, it's metal, man-made. Yeah. So it reminds me of a tree, life. And I got this, the next thing I got was this, because it is something really natural compared to that. A coconut is a seed, and then just, again, it kind of like symbolized life. But then I want it to be one coconut because I always believe that it's kind of like a negative thought that everybody is alone in this world, no matter if you're married or you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you're always alone. Like, perhaps you're not.
My name's Judy, and I'm from Ida Wells. And two major reasons I came here for is personally I'm really interested in art, and also there's 10 credits in for me. Yeah, I came here when I was 5, and I still remember a lot of China because I went back like 3 times already. Hopefully I can go back again. How it is back there is no matter how hard my parents work in the fields, the family always gathers together at night for dinner. And right here, a typical day is I would go back and I would just find food on the table. My mom comes home around 2, 3 a.m. She works as a janitor. And my father, he would come home around 10:30. My sister's away to study, and my brother works more than he goes to school. And so hardly will we find ourselves together.
I have 2 material here, the wires and then condom, and I want to make it like different shape. And sometimes I don't know what is the meaning behind it. But some of them I just make it by intuition, because I think intuition, subconscious, that is the honest part of our thinking. I think it is important when you create art, you find it happy and you find it interesting to make. And sometimes when you enjoy making this, something inside will come out, like your character, your emotion. This class, we are talking about the form of a sculpture. And then before that, we talk about the development of a sculpture. Now we are doing exercise, how to transform a human figure. They can think about just like making clothes for a person, but I want them to go beyond that and then totally transform the form of a person. Through making art, I can know more about myself, because when I know more about myself, I can have more confidence. Even sometimes after I'm making this work, I do not have any chance to show my work. I think that is okay also, because this process, the self-exploration, that is important for everybody, everyone.
You guys are
Now we are looking at Baba Kuga's work, and Gabriel said that it is about contradiction. Her reason is that this is a mirror here, and then you can see yourself here, but the artists say that you are not yourself. The artists, they put 2 things together to build up meaning. The first method is synthesis, another method is contradiction, and then the last method is displacement. They are contradicting each other. And the displacement is that the 2 things, they do not have any relationship. And then the artists still put them together. So as an audience, you need to ask why the artists put these 2 things together.
I don't really know. I just usually start adding stuff and see what I like in which places.
My name is Claire. I'm a sophomore at Leadership High School. When I'm doing art, I usually don't analyze what I'm doing. I usually just do it.
like one of these things kind of represent a different part of myself? Or
I'm Leah West. I go to Leadership High School. I'm a sophomore. When you think of art, I just thought of like all those paintings you see in museums that are all nice and perfect. But then I have also liked doing what we're doing now, like collages and like sculptures and stuff made out of pretty simple materials. We went to Scrap and we got a huge bag of junk for $6, and everyone's like, "You paid $6 for all that?" And we're like, "Oh, but it's gonna be so nice when we turn it into beautiful art."
Well, I got it. When I picked it up, it just kind of reminded me of a coffin because it was long and.
You know, these two couples, this couple over here, they're not really like together. How like when you're married, you got all these stuff like kids and like you have like housing or business together, and you just can't kind of like staying in a marriage because of stuff surrounding, not really because of love. And
Mostly I write love poems and stuff about family, you know. It's not what you can just see, but it's beautiful in your mind. Well, my mom is saying that, oh, it's good, you know, but you know, you're just wasting your time writing poems. If you would just study and read, practice on your math and everything.
I think it is very important for an artist to make what you think that is true, and then not just make something pretty good, and then it's pretty scary, and I think this is a very good point here.
and everything, since she wants to really like go out. Or is this your phone?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and she wants to go out, but then her parents doesn't let her. She feels like trapped, you know, in her little house. And how like
Why are you making up the story for me?
Huh? No, it's true.
Yeah. No, it's just blood, pain.
In a way, it's like a man and a woman, and then without faith, they can't be together and stuff. And then these are like the three main things in life, like love, friendship, family. Some things. I'm getting credit for coming here and doing these art projects. Anything can be art. It's just like everyone has their different point of view.
My name is Gabrielle, and I'm 17, and I was born in San Francisco. And I go to the urban school. I'm more used to like classical, traditional art, just like painting, sculpture. I've never really thought to take ordinary objects and materials and create them into something new. When I'm painting something or when I'm doing this installation, I kind of go into my own world, and it makes me calm, and I forget about things that are going on in my life that are maybe upsetting me, and I can really express myself.
With this box, and I just added a lot of stuff.
I'm pretty much like a stylist or whatever. Do hair and nails and all that stuff. That could be art too. I also think art could be expressions in human relations. My parents and I are really different. Art to them would be like a really famous person doing some really expensive paintings and getting really rich off that. They're really old-fashioned. Well, they're really old-fashioned.
Actually, Madonna's breasts.
Madonna's breasts.
Yeah, remember?
Home bra. Home bra.
Hey. Some say life and death. Some mean life. I think that, yeah, that's my last name, Young. Here.
I'm from a village actually, so everything's very natural there. If we were to like get some water, we have to use poles and suspend buckets from it and go to the well and carry it back. And you can just see everything without buildings or skyscrapers getting in the way. You can like look beyond the scenes and you can see something else because our ancestors lived there, so you can just kind of feel something you can't feel here. People come here to the States for freedom, but as a child, I would feel that I experienced more freedom in our like brick house in China, built by my grandparents.
I'm really glad that we got to have our art project displayed, because it's a privilege, and like knowing that people actually look at what I do. It was fun experimenting with what you got. If you already know something and you work with it, it's going to be kind of boring. And if you don't know what you're doing, and yet you could experiment it, and there's like many ways of doing it.
Working with girls like myself, it's comfortable, like, because you know, sometimes guys can be kind of uncontrollable, but then all of them are not like that, right? It would be interesting to know what guys think.
I would work fine with whoever. It's just the personality of how you are with another person. It's not really about their sex.
The girls might not be able to express themselves as much as they want to because they feel like they might be made fun of.
Butterfly. Yeah.
A butterfly.
Do you think so?
The puppy is supposed to be like in a cage. I guess it represents me, and then I'm like trapped in a cage and I want to go out in every period. You're just trapped in the classroom, and I don't like to be all controlled and stuff.
There are branches, and then branches, they held like little seeds, and then I made metals coming out of it. So it's more like men producing unnatural stuff, and then sooner or later the unnatural things, you know, is gonna like replace natural forces. They're gonna replace men's work. The second box, there's metals instead of branches coming out, and there's one seed left with no metals coming out of it. I can't really say what it means, but you know, I think people get the idea. I've been here every day. I'm proud of myself for that because recently my attendance in school wasn't that good.
You said you're gonna let me make weird noises.
Go ahead.
Yee! Okay.